Hey everyone, it's Marla with Nerdy Mom Studios, and I'm back for episode 6 of She-Hulk. All right, so listen, I am enjoying the show, but I can't deny that it has been really underwhelming. Only because it's been marketed as being a major part of the MCU and that it will set up new important characters like Daredevil, but it's been pretty slow. But, anyways, let's get into it. Episode 6 starts off with Jen getting ready for her childhood friend's wedding. Such a weird way to start the episode considering last week's cliffhanger, but, anyways, she gets to her friend's shower or maybe rehearsal dinner as She Hulk, and all eyes are on her, which, to be honest, it's so good to finally see She Hulk, not in her usual man suit. The bride, Lulu, is understandably upset because it's her special day and everyone is looking at She Hulk. So she quickly turns back into Jen, and she notices Titania is at the same party as a plus one. Jen suspects she's only there to get to She Hulk, but Titania and Lulu assure her that she's not. She ends up meeting a man, Josh Miller, who is flirting with her as Jen, which you can tell is making her feel nice since She Hulk has been getting all the attention. So it's refreshing that they are noticing her as Jen. We do get a new scene with Jen leaving a voicemail for Bruce, which got me really excited, but that's all it was, just a voicemail. I was hoping, well, I mean, at first it looked like she was talking to him, but then it ends up being a voicemail. I was hoping that we would see him in space to get more of an Easter egg of what's going to happen with his movie, World War Hulk. Now, back at the office, Mallory and Nikki are working on a divorce case of a man who's immortal. This bit was kind of funny because basically he can kill himself but not die, so he calls himself Mr. Immortal. But he jumps in front of cars, jumps out of buildings to avoid conflict, and he used that to his advantage and conned his ex wives so they were suing him. Now, the wives pieced things together because of a website called Intelligentsia, which is kind of like Reddit, and his current wife saw an ex wife post about him and realized it was her husband. This was again a funny, weird story within the story. I wouldn't mind this type of story in the show if the show was just a show that had nothing to do with MCU. But like I said before, it's cool to see these consequences of these superheroes. But my expectation of the show has been since the beginning that it was going to be huge. It was going to set something huge for the MCU. We have 3 episodes left, and I just can't see how they will set something huge in these last 3 episodes. Anyways, now it's the wedding, and Jen realizes that she's only been asked to be in the wedding to basically do their dirty work. She was asked to iron the groomsmen's shirts and walk the dog down the aisle. She ends up drinking so much, and we see her having a great time, and then she goes outside because she drank too much and needed to throw up. And out comes Titania and sucker punches her while she's throwing up. She reveals to her to be there to fight She-Hulk, just as Jen originally suspected. Jen turned into She-Hulk, and we finally get some action, but it's over in the blink of an eye. The fight ends with Titania getting her veneers knocked out of her and running away. Their fights have been pretty comical, and it's funny to watch, but for scenes like this, it just reminds me of like Thor Love and Thunder and how they use too much comedy. Jen ends the night at the party hanging out with Josh, the man that was flirting with her earlier. I'm just a little sketchy with him, only because we've seen the men are only interested in She-Hulk, so my guard is up. I think he may be trying to get close to her so they can get her DNA. Back at the office, Mallory and Nikki got the wives to settle with Mr. Immortal, and they're back in the office just celebrating. They check out that website the wives talked about, and it's a secret website that looks like a trolling website for She-Hulk specifically. On that website, there are a lot of death threats to She-Hulk. Nikki wants to tell Jen, but Mallory convinces her not to tell Jen because it would just stress her out. And then we cut to the next scene, which is Nikki doing the exact opposite, which cracked me up because I have been guilty of that. It was really relatable. We get a scene of what looks like a lab and a computer that says, "Is the next phase ready to go?" And it's signed Hulking. And then we see a large syringe, and my first thought was like, oh, that's totally vibranium. I just want to know who's behind all this. Now, at D23, they announced the new Captain America movie. And one of the actors attached to this movie is pretty interesting. That is Tim Blake from the original Hulk movie. He is rumored to be reprising his role as the leader. So maybe this will tie in everything in together for the MCU. This scene is where the show ends, again leaving with a big cliffhanger. I can't see Daredevil joining next episode. I think they've been teasing him so much that he really will just be the last episode, in the last episode. I'm not a huge fan of Daredevil, so it's not a huge deal to me. But I still am interested in what his role will be moving forward in the MCU. I am liking the show, but more so like a sitcom. So far, there has been no concrete idea of where this is all headed. I do think we'll see Titania again. Hopefully, we see some more action, but for now, I'm really underwhelmed. What do you guys think? Are you enjoying the show so far? Any predictions moving forward? Let me know down below and give me your thoughts or anything I may have missed. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.